Live from downtown Bakersfield, 23 ABC News Midday starts now.
And good morning. Thanks for tuning in to 23 ABC News at 11 a.m. I'm Mike Hart.
And I'm Melissa Flores. All eyes on the Speaker of the House following last night's impeachment of President Donald Trump. There is speculation that the case could be sent to the U.S. Senate for the trial that's set to begin in January. ABC's Serena Marshall has a recap and an update on what's next.
For the third time in history, an American president has been impeached by Congress.
Article 1 is adopted.
The charges: abuse of power and obstruction of Congress. Democrats say President Trump's actions left them no choice. They accuse him of inviting foreign interference in the 2020 election by pressuring Ukraine to investigate one of his chief political rivals, former Vice President Joe Biden, then blocking witnesses with direct knowledge of what happened with Ukraine from testifying in the impeachment hearings.
By his actions, President Trump has broken his oath of office. His conduct continues to undermine our Constitution and threaten our next election.
The vote mostly along party lines, with not a single Republican voting to impeach President Trump.
Voters will never forget that Democrats have been triggered into impeaching the president because they don't like him and they don't like us.
While the House was acting, the president was rallying his base in Michigan.
This lawless partisan impeachment is a political suicide march for the Democrat Party.
The next step in the impeachment is a Senate trial, but Speaker Pelosi now saying she's not sure when she'll send them the articles.
Clearly, do you understand? When we see what their process is, we will know who and how many we want to send over.
Mr. President, it looks like the prosecutors are getting cold feet in front of the entire country and second guessing whether they even want to go to trial.
President Trump responding to the speaker in real time on Twitter, frustrated that the Senate can't set a date, and in his words, put this whole scam to default, as leaders from both parties are scheduled to meet on the Hill to work out the details. Serena Marshall, ABC News, Washington.
Meantime, local Congressman and House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy called the impeachment of the president this morning the, quote, weakest, thinnest, and fastest in history. He made the comments this morning at a press conference, lashing out at House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, saying she knows the, quote, facts are not there.
Now we have the own Speaker of the House who is so embarrassed that she admits the failure of this impeachment that she will not even send it to the Senate. So embarrassed that I watched in her press conference she wouldn't even take your questions. That is not a good legacy to have.
McCarthy continued on, adding that the only abuse in his mind moving forward is the Democrats, and that he is, quote, embarrassed that the only legacy this Congress will have is passing more subpoenas than laws.
Happening in a couple of hours, Governor Gavin Newsom expected to arrive in Bakersfield to visit a local apartment complex that serves homeless veterans and low-income families. Newsom's press office says the governor will stop by Park 20th, a 55-unit complex on 20th Street just east of downtown. The governor recently released hundreds of millions of dollars in aid for cities looking to partner with the state to combat issues of homelessness. Newsom will be joined by a handful of local lawmakers and city officials. Newsom's visit is scheduled for this afternoon after 1 p.m.
All right, let's switch gears right now. Bring in Chief Meteorologist Elena Russ. Get a look at that forecast outside. It's just gorgeous.
It's beautiful.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, 54 still jacket weather out there, but we have plenty of sunshine, good air quality, and the low 60s today. That's several degrees above average and mild. So with this nice weather, the sunshine and stability is because of high pressure, and it lasts through Saturday. Then our next storm still set to arrive Sunday with rain and possibly mountain snow turning into your Monday. Then we'll get a bit of a break Tuesday before that Wednesday storm, which is still shaping up. Yes, there's a chance for a white Christmas in California's mountains. Just which mountains? That's the big question, because each storm as it comes on shore, just like the one being sent up to the Pacific Northwest the next couple days, you have to wait and see what its exact trajectory is and then how much moisture it has and what the temperatures are. For the next couple days, pretty mild. There's that 62 for today, mostly sunny with the good air quality. And then tonight, see how that high pressure is building closer to shore. It's going to take us to 40 overnight. That's clear and calm and cold technically, but it's above average. Now with that high pressure in store for us, we are doing great heading into tomorrow. But then that rain comes in. I'll show you those two storms and what they do to our temperatures coming up.
It was not a championship blowout celebration at Bakersfield Christian High School this morning to recognize the school's first state football title. I mean, after all, it is finals week. Christmas break begins tomorrow afternoon. Still, the Eagles took time to recognize the team with a rally in the gym this morning that wrapped up just a short time ago. Students, staff, and community members all gathering to celebrate the school's first championship. There you go. Yeah, the volleyball team won back in 2008, so this is the school's second state title. BCHS, of course, winning in dramatic fashion in a come-from-behind win, 42-21.
Bakersfield police officers and sheriff's deputies are giving the giving spirit this holiday season. They partnered up with W.A. Thompson distributors to deliver baskets of food to local families as part of the Family to Family Christmas Baskets giveaway program. This morning, officers, along with volunteers, worked overnight getting those baskets ready. This is the 35th year that local law enforcement have taken part in this event.
I retired from the sheriff's office in 2002, and this gives me a chance to get back into that same field and giving back to the community and helping out a lot of these people that certainly need the assistance this time of year much more than a lot of other times of the year.
There are hundreds of baskets given away throughout the county every year, and not just food, but unwrapped toys too.
That's great. We are still waiting for updated information on a, quote, disturbance that shut down part of the 178 on the east side for several hours overnight. All the lanes of Highway 78 east of Morning Drive shut down for several hours. Officers only saying that this, quote, disturbance began several miles away at about 11 p.m. and ended right there on the 178. Police say 4 people, including a Good Samaritan, were involved, and that one person was taken to the hospital for what were called minor to moderate injuries. We'll update this story across our platforms as we get new information. Meantime, the CHP is investigating a vehicle versus pedestrian on southbound I-5 just after midnight. Officials say the driver of a car was involved in a high-speed spinout about a mile north of Rowley Road. Witnesses reportedly told officers the man veered off the road into the median, then swerved off to the side of the road, got out of his car, started walking back to the median. As he turned around to walk to the shoulder, he was hit by a big rig, suffering a head injury and blunt force trauma to his body. Right now, drugs or alcohol apparently are not a factor in this crash. We'll update this story as we get new information.
State Parks and Recreation officials say part of the Oceano Dunes is being closed to meet a January 1st, 2020 air quality requirement. Officials saying 48 acres of the Oceano Dunes State Vehicular Recreation Area will be closed to improve air quality conditions for nearby communities. State Park officials began fencing off the affected area on Monday. The closure is required to meet that new air pollution standard that goes into effect next year. The state says it'll honor all current reservations at the dunes. Officials saying off-highway vehicle riding will not be impacted by this closure.
This morning, we remember World War II veteran John Greenwich, who passed away November 26th at his home in Tehachapi at the age of 98. We talked to John back on Memorial Day in 2016, who mentioned his career in the Army that began with an enlistment in 1941, a combat career that began on the beaches of Normandy.
I had so many of my friends and buddies who fell alongside me. I was on D-Day Normandy. I also fought across northern France in the Battle of the Bulge.
Now, the Battle of the Bulge began this week 75 years ago. Greenwich was awarded 5 battle stars for his service and fought all the way to the end of the war in Europe. He's been part of numerous remembrance ceremonies. He even attended the 50th anniversary of D-Day in Normandy. His funeral services are still pending.
And as you're making your list and checking it twice, make sure you have those shipping deadlines down as well. Here's some of the ones that you're going to want to jot down. First up, we have FedEx. A list of various deadlines start as soon as Thursday today. For Target and Best Buy, your deadline is Friday. Same goes for USPS, depending on what you're sending. There are various deadlines starting on Friday, tomorrow. And for Amazon, if you're a Prime member, you've got until Sunday. If you're not, you're out of luck because it's Sunday too for Walmart. For UPS, it's Monday. Of course, all the nitty-gritty details are on each company's website. Make sure to check that out.
I feel like I'm already too late. The clock's winding down. There's only one day left in our 12 Days of Christmas giveaway. This morning, we have the winner from day 11. It is Betty Wong. Betty, congratulations. You'll be getting prizes from Town and Country Village Shopping Center. Stick to 23 ABC tomorrow to find out if you are the 12th and final winner.
And good luck.
Yes.